Good morning and afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the technical webinar of Tagetes Patula Nana. We will go into a deep dive into technology together with our plant professor Ivan Posniakov. Ivan has prepared a very technical set of slides to explain you all the hazards that your Tagetes might face and what you can do to safeguard them so that you can enjoy the beautiful flowers of Tagetes patula nana. Ivan, floor is yours.
Thank you, Michael, and I'm happy to see everyone who is joining us today. Doesn't matter, are you flower lovers or you professional growers, everybody welcome here. And today, as Michael already announced, we will talk about the Tagetes patula nana, but not only. Today we will talk as well about the triploid Tagetes because it's quite close relative plants. So that's why we will talk about that species as well. And of course, both of them is quite beautiful. So please enjoy the pictures today and enjoy the slides. And let's start with the assortment as usual. In the first step, I would like to introduce a French marigold or Tagetes patula nana marigold assortment. Why we call that botanically Tagetes patula nana? Because this species belongs to Tagetes patula, and the subspecies is nana. It means all varieties that we have in our assortment is quite compact, genetically compact, and you don't. It's very very useful because you don't need to apply too many PGRs for that. So that's why I think you will like this crop if you will choose for your location, for your growing production schedule. And let's start with our nice assortment. Here's not too many varieties, and it's very easy to remember that. I start with the taller one, and we will go to the shortest one. The taller one is Alumia. Alumia is quite vigorous varieties, but it not exceed than 30 centimeters. As I said, this is genetically compact species, genetically compact subspecies. So that's why all the varieties has a may to say very very manageable growth and has a genetically compact growth. So that's why that means the height, the garden height will not exceed 30 centimeters in average. This variety is suitable for different type of application. You can produce it in packs or in a pot size. Even in large pot size, it is possible to keep the many plants in a big pot size, and you will receive very nice patio pots with that plant. And of course, it's very suitable for the landscaping. And in Alumia, we have very nice and unique colors. Here you can see in my background Alumia red. I keep it there because the red color is very popular in many South Asia countries, and I think if you will try in your location, you will be happy to find this kind of colors in your place, and you will be happy with the plant performance as well. Of course, next one is a Cresta. Cresta is a medium size species, variety. Even not very serious, because in this series we have many colors, and Cresta suitable both pack and pot plant production. And of course, it can be used as and can be utilized as a landscaping crop because the Cresta is quite branching. It has a large ball-shaped flower. It's not like common. It looks not like really common Tagetes patula with open flowers. It has a ball-shaped flowers as well, and it has a good earliness. Even within 10 weeks, you're able to receive very nice and floriferous plants. And next one is Happy. Happy is really compact varieties. Is not able to exceed 25 centimeters even without PGRs, even during the growing in the landscape. Plant will be branching but will not stretch too much. So this is very useful plant for the close to visitors' places, which or for the borders, to organize some kind of the upfront decoration. And it is really genetically compact. And I didn't mention here garden width because for all of that varieties, garden width is mostly the same. And you can find additional information in our site on the page 55. All that varieties belongs to Flora Nova Genetic. You can use this QR code to reach out the catalog, and there you can find more detailed information about the varieties performance, and there you can find even more nice pictures. And next group of series, this is marigold triploid. Or also French marigold. But before we jump to the triploid, very interesting, is how to say it, my point, from my point of view, very interesting varieties. We Please look at this beautiful picture. Here, I would like to show you how the plant looks like and how it really performs in the pot or in the trays. Alumia, as I said, is quite a large crop, so that's why I advise to produce it in general in the pots. 10 centimeter pot or 9 centimeter pot, it's really applicable for this variety, is suitable for this variety. And here we have 7 colors and 1 mix. And here you can see in the pot, within about 11 weeks, you're able to receive already 3 open flowers on the top of the plant. Next one is Cresta, is medium-sized variety, so it is applicable both way, as for the plant and for the trays. Here you can see the planting trays are created with a PGR application, but if you will apply that in the pots, you can receive even the compact plant even without a PGR application. And of course, Happy is very nice choice for the production in the trays. And here you can see how plant is compact and how is floriferous. This kind of plant you're able to receive even within 11 weeks. And here we have 5 colors in this series and 1 mix. Of course, for all varieties, mix is available. And let's start with a very promising group of marigold is triploid. What is the background of that variety? I would like to explain in a few words. Triploid is a hybrid between diploid Tagetes erecta and tetraploid Tagetes French marigold or Tagetes patula. And it mixes in their genetic flower, plant size, plant branching, plant habit from Tagetes erecta, and the flower shape, ball flower shape, that came from Tagetes erecta, and earliness that came from Tagetes patula nana. Here we have just only 2 series, but this is not, I think we will not stop to breed in that interesting line of that marigolds. We have Endurance and we have Zenith. Both series is suitable as for pots and for landscaping as well. So all of that varieties in that series well branching. Endurance is in general little bit compact than Zenith, and Zenith is little bit vigorous and more branching variety. And in the picture in the right corner, you can see the performance of the plant. Here, you please be focused on the flower size and the flower shape. There you can find in that picture the flower shape is really ball shape, but the size somewhere in between Tagetes patula and Tagetes erecta. And of course, by this link you can find the more pictures and more detailed information regarding that line of Tagetes. And let's start to see how it is possible to apply in the landscape, because landscape is a very nice application, and Tagetes patula nana is most efficient crop to create very nice and very large landscape. Why it is efficient crop? Because it has very short and very efficient production cost, because of their genetic features. It is possible to produce within 10 weeks, and the plant within 10 weeks able to be transplanted into the landscape. It's quite short crop time, and crop able to stay for the long time, more than 2 months in the landscaping. Here you can see the, may to say, the starting plant in the left picture. Plant is quite compact, very nicely covered with the flowers. And on the right picture, you can see the performance of Tagetes after the many months there. You can there you can find that it's still covered with the flowers, and it start to branch in a bit more. It not necessary to that plants not need to be replaced by other ones. So that's why it will save labor cost, and it will save your time, and it will save the cost for the plant for sure. And let's start to talk about. I think you already enjoyed the picture, and let's start to jump to the technical things. What kind of critical and what kind of most crucial elements of the plant production for the Tagetes? To receive this kind of plants, you can see here, you have to be focused on the Tagetes is a fast-growing crop. It's need to be checked, and need to every manipulation need to be in time. And please focus on this kind of the feature of the crop. It is really it's very fast jumping from one stage to another. And please don't postpone the transplanting or any kind of manipulation with a plant, because plant developing really fast. In one hand, it is a very positive characteristic of that species. In other hand, sometimes it's not really convenient, because the grower mostly looking at the other crops, and the grower I would say in their mindset normally waiting when the crop will be ready for the long time. But Tagetes is really fast growing crop, so it need to be checked most in general every week. Another one, keep pH above 5.8. Again, Tagetes is an alkaline-like crop, so that's why it's quite critical. And many kind of different features coming from these alkaline, may to say, alkaline requirements from that crop. Feed your plant well. Tagetes is crop that like to get enough quantity of the mineral elements. Avoid watering in the cold. This is very interesting feature of, in general, all Tagetes, patula, and the erecta. But as because Tagetes patula mostly producing in a colder region, so this factor and this feature is quite crucial for this crop. And of course, plant protection. We will talk about the main diseases which is critical for this crop. And of course, we will talk about how to cure and how to protect the plant from that, these kind of diseases. And let's start with the first stage, with the sowing stage. And let's observe what kind of conditions should be on that stage. And of course, please don't forget to use this link or this QR code to reach out our YouTube channel, Syngenta Flowers APAC, where you can find another interesting video about other crops, and of course about the Tagetes erecta as well. And these webinar will be recorded and will be uploaded later on. So you can find their video, many interesting video, even the mood video about the plant performance in the field. And yes, please enjoy and please feel free to use this kind of YouTube channel. And let's start with the sowing. Here you can see the already germinated Tagetes. So Tagetes is quite strong crop. So it not in general, it not require very specific approach to produce that plant. But sometimes it plays the wrong game with a plant, because when the grower is thinking, oh, this is quite strong crop, so that's why I don't need to apply any kind of special treatment for that crop and special attention. So sometimes this brings up not good results, and so that's why I would like to may to say the focus your attention on the crucial things for Tagetes production. And if you will remember that kind of crucial things, you will never make mistakes, and you will never follow up these bias, this because the Tagetes is a very strong crop, and you will avoid any kind of problem with your plants. Let's start. What is a tray size? Tray size in 228, this is normal one, or it is possible to sow Tagetes directly in the trays without cells or in a pot. And how many plants should be how many seeds should be applied per each cells? Is or just only one seed, because Tagetes has quite good germination. I think most of the growers already knows that. And is it necessary to apply the cover? Yes. And Tagetes requires, as because it has a big seeds and not require light for the germination, it requires good coverage. And what is the soil temperature should be kept in the area where you place the trays or trays without cells, or the pots with the sown seeds of Tagetes. It should be in the range between 20 or 22. Is not really critical thing if the temperature will be exceed 22 degrees. So 23, 24 degrees is okay. But if you keep this temperature in the range 2022, you will get more uniform germination and more faster germination. And germination in general, even not in very ideal condition, takes only 3-5 days. So again, Tagetes is a fast crop. And let's start about another critical things concerning to the substrate. Before you will apply substrate for the sowing, please don't forget to check pH, because Tagetes is alkaline-like crop. Is made to say Tagetes together with the Pentas is a kind of exceptional crop. Most of the crop, like Petunia, like Zinnia, like Gazania, in general likes more acid crop. But Tagetes is kind of exception. There are not too many crops which like alkaline pH, so that's why it's very easily to recall that. And so please keep in mind, pH should be measured in the substrate before you apply substrate to the Tagetes. Honestly, we are happy because in general, pH of the most of the substrate during the manufacture process kept somewhere about 5.8 up to 6. So that's why in general we don't need to worry a lot about the pH range of the substrate, but please be aware, because sometimes you can find the substrate which is mostly suitable for the acid the crop that which performs acid reaction of the substrate. So that's why please check label on the package of the substrate and check pH. So I advise, even if you see the proper pH range on the label, I really advise not forget to check the pH by yourself, because anything can happen. Any kind of mistakes can happen in the production, in the substrate production as well. So that's why please don't forget to check this parameter and be aware about and be confident that pH in the proper range. What is about the mineral elements concentration? It shouldn't be too high, because Tagetes, as a most of the crop has as a many crops has a large seed, so that's why it not requires to add additional mineral elements. So that's why you're able to save your money if you will buy not substrate not loaded with the mineral elements. And so that's why Tagetes is really a really efficient crop. And substrate wet level or a moisture level should be in the range 5. It means it should be saturated. What means saturated? Saturated, it means if you take the tray, if you take up the trays, you will see the water very easily pouring from the holes on the bottom of the trays. And if substrate properly saturated, you can see the glittering surface of the substrate. So water is visible, water surface is visible on the top of the substrate. And let's start about to talk about which kind of which type of substrate suitable for the Tagetes. We are happy because Tagetes is it's really strong crop. It is possible to use any kind of substrate. Most type of substrate uh, commercially available on the market suitable for Tagetes. It's not problem to use peat, coca peat, wood fiber peat, rice husk, composts, natural soil, any kind of. Here I didn't highlight it with the red any kind of type of substrate. Particle size should be the most suitable for the seedlings. It's from 0 up to 5 millimeters, and it should be quite fine because seedlings is sensitive to the drought. So that's why it should be quite fine to keep the water properly. And any kind of inert agent like a perlite, zeolite, or vermiculite should be added, not much than 20%, because Tagetes is not really it's again quite strong crop. It's not really sensitive to the any kind of the oxygen limits in the substrate. So we are really happy with that. And of course, to avoid any kind of mistakes, I advise to use a mixture between the different type of substrate. And coca peat is one of the best substrate for the Tagetes because it is naturally has a little higher pH than a normal peat substrate. So that's why I advise to use a bigger share of the coca peat in the mixture, or you can use a coca peat by itself without mixing of other components. But some grower like to make some kind of experiment and like to follow up their own way, and sometimes they like to add natural soil or vermiculite to decrease the cost. For instance, the main reason why some grower like to apply the different kind of substrate as per mixture to commercial, this is of course the cost of that substrate. Here I can offer to you 4 types of the mixture, and all of them and similar type of the mixture also available for the Tagetes. And of course any kind of substrate, again, very suitable. Not forget to check pH, and even you can use natural components like any kind of the cow dung or fermented cow dung or fermented compost, or you can use the whole meal as well. So it is possible, but not forget to treat these kind of components with a special antiseptic treatment or protection. And in this slide, I would like to recall, not explain, already recall, because I talked about it many times in the previous webinars, how to make this kind of treatment and which kind of treatment suitable to create clean substrate. This may to say the quite old school approaches, but for many growers it is applicable. One is a physical treatment. It's hot water or vapor treatment. Sometimes even in commercial sowing process, vapor can be applied as a cleaning agent or cleaning treatment for the substrate. How it can be applied? You can keep the trays on the ground of the greenhouse, or anywhere you can place. It is better to provide protection from the ground. I mean some kind of plastic layer. Cover with a plastic, and under the plastic it's possible to add the vapor with a temperature 80 degrees. After approximately 1.5 or 2 hour application, this kind of vapor, you can finish. And when the substrate cooling down, you're able to use this substrate for the sowing. or common chemicals for the chemical treatment. Um, Potassium permanganate is a made to say old school chemical because many grower in the past use this kind of chemical. This is very, very common and made to say already historical kind of treatment. And the modern kind of treatment is, of course, a chemical which which focused on the fungal disease elimination, like a Previcur or any kind of chemicals on the base on fludeoxanil. This is also applicable. And the main and made to say my favorite kind of the protection is a biological protection. Here we can see in picture the trichoderma mycelium with a Canidia force, and you can see the example of the chemical based on the trichoderma. Of course, not only trichoderma can be used like a biological protection. Here you can see the list of the different type of biological agents, and you can find in the market different type of the chemicals on the base of the different biological agents. So if you apply any kind of this treatment, you will be able to use without any kind of problem natural based soils or natural based substrate or organic based substrate. And let's start with the next topic. It is condition. What kind of condition we have to apply for the plant development? Day and night temperature. Here I would like to show you optimal temperature. It should be mostly the same, 19-20 degrees. And the next light intensity should be 25-30 kilolux. It means if you have very intensive light, you have to apply the shading. Don't forget to apply the shading. And the substrate, after the plant already germinated, when it shows cotyledons and the first leaf, the moisture of the substrate should be decreased up to 3 from 3 up to 2 level. And to avoid any kind of problem, let keep substrate dry between the irrigation. So what it means? It means you have to wait. You have to check the substrate. If you see the substrate is still in between 3 and 2, you have to wait when it will be really 2. So medium dry substrate applicable. I mean this stage applicable to start with the next watering. And let's start to talk about the temperature again, because I understand in many regions this kind of optimal temperature is not available. So that's why I keep here the suboptimal range. Suboptimal range, it's also I mean this range of temperature also can be used to young plant production of Tagetes. But of course, keep in mind, suboptimal temperature will not provide a proper time of the crop. The time of the crop can be extended. So any kind of course, like any kind of not really optimal range of the factors will extend your crop time. So plant will not be injured, but the crop time will be extended maybe 5-7 days more. And let's start to talk how to feed your plant and when you start to feed your plant. Tagetes is as I said, is a crop which likes to get many mineral elements, quite high concentration of mineral elements. It's like to eat. And so that's why let's start to apply the mineral elements. I mean, start to play to fertigate your crop, since the first leaf, first primordial leaf will appear on the top between the cotyledons. In the picture from the right side, you can find the example when the plant needs to apply the first watering with a fertilizer. And optimal range of fertilizer is 75 till 125 ppm of nitrogen or milligram of nitrogen. if you recalculate this quantity on the grams of entire NPK fertilizer, you will receive half of gram up to about 1 gram per liter. So don't forget, when you start to apply with a lower range, like half of gram per liter, and gradually increase with every next watering up to 0.85, like I displayed here, and which kind of NPK range is applicable. Different type like 18-5-18 or 15-3-15, and try to avoid excess of the phosphorus, because excess of the phosphorus can be stored in the substrate, because phosphate anion, it's very sticky. It can be stored on the surface of the soil particle or substrate particle, and excess of the phosphorus can decrease pH of the substrate, of the water surrounding the particle. So it will be entirely lower than optimal. So that's why I advise to avoid too much phosphorus. And of course, excess of the phosphorus can inhibit to absorb many kind of elements like boron or calcium or iron. So that's why I would like to keep your attention, keep your focus on the low phosphorus fertilizer. What is the optimal you see in the water to provide this kind of the mineral elements quantity, like half of gram up to 0.85 grams per liter. You see, in general, should be in a level in the water 1.5, 1.7. And of course, these concentration should be different in a different with a different level of the light. You see, should be follow up to the light. When the plant receive much more light on the surface, they need to get more fertilizer, because the growth starts faster and plant need to receive more fertilizer. So that's why it's the EC should be alternate, it depends on the it should be changed, it depends on the light intensity. And of course, don't forget to check EC and pH, because now I talking about EC, but not forget about pH to check in the substrate, not only in the water. Why you have, again, I would like to recall that, why you have to check it 2 times. It's here some kind of nonsense, but in general, if you take some water, like I do now, you have to check that before. Is it hot or cold? Is it has a normal taste or not normal? And then you start to drink. For the plant, it's the same. Before you will give the water to the plant, you have to understand: is it proper? Is it has proper range of the pH and the EC? It has a proper fertilizer level, and has it proper pH level. Only after that you're able to apply water for the plant. And why we should measure pH and EC in the substrate? Because pH and EC in the substrate is it's kind of the checkpoint to understand how plant taken that kind of the fertilizer you gave to the plant. Because if the plant very healthy, it can uptake very fast fertilizer from the substrate. If the plant not really healthy, it will keep some kind of rest of the fertilizer in the substrate, and depends on that situation, concentration of the fertilizer, of the salts, will be changed. So if the plant really healthy, eat too much, it will not keep too much fertilizer in the substrate, and you will see EC in the substrate will be dropped down. If it dropped down too low, below the 0.5, it means you provide not enough fertilizer. You need to give the more fertilizer to the plant. If you see the plant, if the, in the case when the plant is not really healthy, the situation will be different. Plant will not be able to uptake all kind of mineral elements, and rest of that mineral elements will stay in the substrate, and you will see the substrate you see will be increased because plant took the elements uh, in a not in big quantity, and the rest of the mineral elements, mineral salts, will stay in the substrate. And you will see, if you will see the Yc in the substrate will increase above 0.71, it means plant not able to uptake all the elements. It means something went wrong, or temperature too low, or the sunlight is not in a proper level. So that's why you have to decrease EC in the water to compensate the too high EC in the substrate. And don't change EC very fast. I mean, in very big range. So optimal EC range from the previous to the next watering should be 0.3. So it means if the previous watering had EC 1, the next watering, if you need to increase, should be 1.3, not 1.5. It should be 1.3 because too big difference, sorry, between the previous EC and the current EC can bring to the plant some kind of the stress, can bring plant to the stress. And what again about the substrate rate? It should be in the range between 5.8 up to 6.2. And here you can see the again the notification about this kind of plant stage suitable to start apply chemicals, apply fertilizer. And please don't forget to apply calcium and magnesium to provide a proper level of calcium and magnesium to the plant. Calcium and magnesium in the mixture must be applied every third or fifth watering. Why I focusing again on separate calcium application? Because in general, complex fertilizer like NPK, which bear all kind of elements, mostly or has calcium there in deficiency, or calcium is absent there. So that's why it is necessary to apply calcium separately. And optimal frequency is every third or fifth watering. So here I display example of the watering, and here you can see every fifth watering you have to apply calcium and magnesium nitrate. It should be applied in mostly the same EC, in the same concentration. Here you can see if you apply some kind of 1 millisiemens per centimeter, you have to apply the calcium and magnesium in the same level. If the plant already received 1.5, the calcium and magnesium should be applied in the same level. And of course, don't forget not apply fertilizer with too high phosphorus. And let's start to talk about which kind of mistakes can came in a young plant production. Here in the picture, you can see the plant a little bit curved, and at the same time, you can find some kind of bronze color on the leaves. It has a little bit chlorosis and the bronze color of the leaves, especially in the leaves in the right upper corner of this picture. In here you can see the really clearly visible the bronze color of the leaves. In general, this kind of the disorder, physiological disorder, very concerned to the too high EC. This is a toxic effect from the iron and magnesium, which can appear when the EC drop down below 5.8, because the plant ability to uptake iron and magnesium depends on the pH, and with the lower pH, iron and magnesium is mostly available, easily available to the plant. So that's why the pH is really critical to the Tagetes. And how to avoid this? Of course, the common solution, keep the pH in a proper range. And the second thing, proper calcium and magnesium application, because calcium and magnesium is a antagonist element, and this element competing with the iron and magnesium. So that's why don't forget to apply the calcium and magnesium every third or fifth watering. And let's start to talk about a different thing. Here you can see the very strange situation that can came, especially in a colder area. And this is very interesting. And sometimes a grower can be surprised when they faced this kind of plant performance. Here you can see the plant already developed the cotyledons, but not able to produce tips. And what happening with these plants? This is damage that can came when the water applied to the night in the colder condition. As because normally water and the plant has some kind of bacteria, especially Erwinia. The bacteria can stay and can be propagated on the droplets, and any kind of enzymes which produced by bacteria, any kind of the toxic compounds which produced by bacteria, very strongly inhibit the plant tips growth of Tagetes. So that's why avoid to apply water overhead watering to the night, and especially avoid cold time of the year. If you apply the water in the evening and the light still there, still in the the sun is still shining, there is no problem. When the plant dry out up to the night, I mean the plant surface will dry out, this will be okay. But if the droplets will stay and the night will be colder, you can face this situation for sure. And of course, increase the temperature before watering. The high temperature will provide a normal condition for water evaporation from the plant, and you will not receive this kind of situation for the nighttime. And let's start to talk about the fast-growing crop. What means fast-growing? Here you can see the plant production takes normally only 26 or 32 days. It's really fast. And here I show the different type of young plant production. You can produce a plant, you can sow plant directly into the trays. Here you can see the second or bottom row of this table, or you can sow the plant in the pots or in the trays without cells. In the first case, you don't need to transplant during the young plant production. You need to transplant plant only when you when the plant need to be transplanted in ready pots or ready big trays. In the first case, you have to transplant the young plants from sowing bed or from the pots into the bigger sales trays. And here you can see the timeline. Germination will come in average on the third or fifth days. And already after the second week, you have to transplant into the, you have to transplant your seedlings from the seed bed to the trays. Or if you produce direct, if you will sow directly to the trays, you have to transplant already after the third week. It's really fast. I would like I show this picture to get you clear to get a clear visibility on the situation, how Tagetes growing fast. And what kind of plant condition, what kind of plant stage applicable for the transplanting? Please don't be late with the transplanting. Here you can see the ideal stage for the plant transplanting. Two pairs of true leaves must be already opened, already developed. And in this stage, plants needs to be transplanted into the ready pots. These plants are being sown in the trays directly. And after transplanting, you receive the ready plants in the pots. and which kind of technique possible to apply during transplanting. Here you can see the seedlings, but sometime even in the deficiency of the light or in the hot temperature, plant can be stretched. Or, for instance, if the grower forget to apply the fertilizer, plant very easily to stretch. Tagetes is very responsible for this kind of the watering, so please not apply water without fertilizer. Of course, you can transplant in normal way, so you can keep the root ball below the surface of the substrate, but in this case you will receive too higher plant, and plant will be visibly stretched. uh, this is possible to apply, but ideal way is to incorrect way to transplanting this type of plants is to keep cotyledon in the half height or up to hypocotyl or up to cotyledons below the substrate. Why it is possible? Not for all the crop is applicable. For instance, please try to avoid to do that for Antherinum, but for Tagetes is really applicable because, and even really required, because Tagetes is a crop which easily able to produce adventitious roots. And here in the picture, in the bottom, you can see the plant even above the substrate able to produce adventitious root. So if you keep the hypocotyl below the surface of the substrate, you will provide additional root numbers, and the plant will be more healthy. And by the way, plant will be more compact. And what kind of condition? Of course, here I would like to show the optimal temperature in the day and in the night. It already should be alternate between day and night. In the night, please keep colder. This difference will provide more, how to say it, more nice plant habit and more compact plants. And of course, light at this stage already should be increased, and should be increased quite in a quite high range. The plant should be received like 40 or 60 kilolux. And in this stage, I especially highlighted in the big font, please increase pH above the 6. It should be already 6.1, 6.2. This is not usual thing for the plant. Normally, if you provide a pH, it should be the same on the young plant stage and the ready plants. But for Tagetes, it should be increased. Why it is necessary? Because, and honestly, this is very convenient way, because normally if you apply the water contains the calcium, and calcium, since it will be stored in the substrate, it provides higher and higher EC. So that's why it's really convenient case. And Tagetes is really convenient crop. You not need to decrease, and you need to not need to always press the pH below to add always fertilizer. It is naturally will be increased. So that's why please don't forget to increase pH, because honestly it will be increased by itself, but don't apply too much acid to press pH below the 6. It should be already above the 6, because not forget, higher pH provide the higher availability of the iron, but iron is a toxic for Tagetes. And what kind of the good place for Tagetes? Tagetes has a quite how to say, the normal requirements and not very specific requirements, but try to avoid any kind of condition with able to keep the water in the greenhouse bottom, in greenhouse ground, because excess of the water make plant really weak, because Tagetes very fast react on the excess of the water. It start to stretch a lot. So in the first, mind the gap between. It is better solution to provide correct optimal water range condition in the substrate. Or if you place Tagetes in the bottom of the greenhouse, provide a slope or drainage. Water should be drained very easily, and let substrate be dried between irrigation. This is one of the main rule how to avoid the problem with the Tagetes. And water substrate water level should be alternate between 4 and 2. So 2 is really critical level. So let the substrate be dry and let the substrate reach out this kind of this level to avoid any kind of problem. And here on the picture from the right side, you see the plant stretched because of the overwatering. It placed on the area in the outside of the greenhouse, and the too intensive rain led the plants to be stretched. And here you can see the plant looks not really nice. It looks little bit even chlorotic and visibly stretched. And finishing stage fertigation tip. In this stage, Tagetes require even higher concentration of the fertilizer. Here you can see the level already should be 125 in the beginning and up to the end, or in the good light condition, it should be increased up to 175 ppm of nitrogen. It can be provided by 1 gram or 1.5 gram per liter of fertilizer. And the NPK range already should be changed. Plant need receive more potassium than nitrogen, because plant form in the flower buds, they form in the petals, and the petals taken a lot of potassium inside, keep it inside. And so that's why I advise to increase potassium level and potassium range in the NPK. And this kind of NPK range like 15,530 or 15,540 applicable for this stage. And give the fertilizer with every watering. Please not apply fresh water. And in the previous slide, you're able to see what's happened if fresh water come into the plants. The plants able to really stretch really dramatically. And optimal GC in the substrate already should be 1.5 up to 2.1. It's really high range. It's really high concentration of the salt. Not every crop able to hold this kind of the EC range in the substrate, this kind of salt range of the substrate. But Tagetes really like to eat the fertilizer. So that's why don't be, how to say it, don't be greedy, and provide the proper range of the mineral elements to the Tagetes. And of course, again, about pH range. Don't forget, it should be increased up to the 6.1, even 6.6. And of course, calcium and magnesium. Calcium provide a stronger plant, provide a stronger flower head, and it provides protection from the excess of the iron and magnesium in your plants. And what about the plant protection? We already received the plants transplanted and ready to bloom, and of course every plants already bombing with a lot of spores and rest of myceliums in the plant residuals with the dust. And here you can see that really terrible picture of the damage caused by Alternaria. And here you can see the specific Alternaria spores. Alternaria spores looks really interesting. It has a form like a piece of the Italian hamon, and it how to say it, even has a special lines. It's, I mean, it's very specific. It's very recognizable, and how to avoid this kind of diseases, which able to damage plant very fast, like botrytis and Alternaria, is to apply the chemicals. Of course, I would like to recall again, not only chemical is the best tool for the plants, also provide the protection, like a physical protection, and the protection by the hygienic. Don't forget about the hygienic. Of course, Tagetes patula is a really strong crop. It's able to survive in different type condition. Is a genetically compact, as because it has a more strong tissues, is more strong, protected biologically from their genetic. But sometimes in really improper condition, in condition with a too much water, it is able to receive these kind of diseases. And here in this table, you can find a different type of active ingredient. You can use that active ingredient to search the proper chemical in your market. And please don't forget to rotate the fertilizer. And here I would like to show advices. First one, if you apply the new chemical, don't forget to check phytotoxicity. Even if you didn't apply for the longer time the same chemicals, please check phytotoxicity, because sometimes even the chemical you used before can be decayed with the time. And if you apply this improper stored chemical, you can damage your plant. So please check toxicity to the plant before you apply the chemicals for other plants. What means that phytotoxicity or checking phytotoxicity? It means you must to take the few plants, like 5 plants, and apply the small quantity of chemicals with the same concentration as you intend to apply it for other plants, to check will it be toxic for the plants or not. If it will not be toxic, you will see that on the next day you can apply this chemical for the other plants. If the chemical was toxic, please change the chemicals. Please use a different chemicals, or decrease the concentration. And rotate the chemicals. In the table, I provide enough active ingredient to make a good rotation. Rotation means not apply the same chemical with or the chemical with the same active ingredients more than 3 times at row. So it means if you start with a mixture mancozeb and methanoxam, you can apply 2 times. For instance, 1 week, next week, and after next week, 3 times in general. And you must, after the third application, you must to change on the different one. For instance, in difeconazole, the chemicals on the base difeconazole. And these new chemicals should be applied also 1 time, 2 time, and after third time, you must be changed. Of course, it's better to change the chemicals after the 2 applications. But in general, 3 is optimal frequency of the using the same chemical. And if you receive if you find any kind of damage by fungal diseases, you're able to apply this kind of chemical, and you're able to avoid spreading of that diseases on the other plants. So at this stage, I would like to say thank you for everyone. I think I give them many insights, many interesting insights, maybe some kind of new insights from this crop. And I would like to remind, if you have any kind of question, you can reach out me. And in this slide, I would like to display, it's like a gift, very colorful picture, which again show how fast the Tagetes can be in the production. So here you can see from germination time up to ready plants, it can take only 10 or 11 weeks. So please don't forget to reach out your Tagetes quite often, and to avoid any kind of problem like stretching or like diseases when you miss this proper stage. And of course, not forget to apply calcium and magnesium. And not forget to reach out our team, our key account managers in your region. And you're able to reach out me by mail. And of course, not forget to visit our site. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ivan. We managed to fill the entire hour, so we're wrapping up quickly. I think you shared a lot of valuable insights. So thank you very much, and have a lovely day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.